Hey guys, welcome back to another Wednesday with Shakur and Smith at the HPR Chronicles. I'm Shakur.
I'm Smith.
And it's a podcast about politics, history, and race from a pop culture's perspective. We all try to break it down simple and plain so you guys can understand it. Mm-hmm. And Chris is a veteran of the Army Reserves that works for the VA with a passion for history and politics. I am a film director, writer, and producer from Trinidad and Tobago. And I've traveled a lot, and I've always had a love for history and politics. So for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, that's how we came up with the HPR Chronicles with Shakur and Smith. And it's been quite a delight, especially for me as a filmmaker, learning more about a lot of these subjects that I had kind of heard about but never had a chance to really dive and dig deep into. Yeah. So I really enjoy the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on ISC&T Group Digital on YouTube. And thank you all of our podcast listeners on your cell phone apps and iTunes, Google Play, Buzzsprout, Stitcher, Spotify, all that good stuff.
Much love out to you.
Yeah, me and my agent just submitted to iHeart. I didn't even tell Crispy, actually. I was going to wait till we got the yay or nay. Mm-hmm. So we submitted, I think, about a week or two ago. So we're waiting to hear back. Maybe we'll be on iHeart as well soon. We'll see if they give us the yay, you know. It's about truth. No, it's not pro any race, just pro truth. The truth offends you. We're sorry, not sorry, like we always say. And happy Halloween to everybody that's gonna be doing something tomorrow for Halloween, and even if you celebrated last week or you're celebrating this weekend, have fun. Don't drink too much. You know what I mean? Definitely take some CBD, which Crispy is going to be covering today. And like I said last week when we talked about Reconstruction, I do have a CBD company. It's called CBD Organic Oasis. Yep. That information is in the description if you want good CBD that actually works. And I'm going to reiterate what I said last week about Dr. Oz coming on all the YouTube platforms and on his show even. And I even saw it on Fox News where they talked about everybody having fake CBD. Well, at CBD Organic Oasis, we are an oasis of great, clean, organic CBD that actually has the amount that we say in it. And it's third-party tested. It's all on our website. You can check it all out and grab your CBD. And we have discount codes and all that stuff for all of our new customers. So that's what Crispy is talking about today, and I'm going to let him get into it, and I'll interject where and wherever I can to make it interesting. Okay. But I'm going to give him the floor. Once again, happy Halloween.
Okay, so we are talking about CBD.
Yeah.
Just to put out there, the sources I use is High Times.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Project CBD and Harvard Health Publishing for the Harvard Medical School.
Okay,
so
cool.
I really went looking for different, topic or places to find my information for. So,
right.
Cannabidiol.
It's just hard to say it.
Yeah, cannabidiol CBD.
Yeah.
Is one of more than 400 different compounds found in the cannabis plant. Not all of the compounds are unique to cannabis, which is why marijuana can smell like pine trees or taste like fresh lemons. There are more than 600 compounds that are specific to the plant, which are referred to as cannabinoids. Got that one right.
Yeah.
One particular compound holds the key to a wide variety of medicinal and therapeutic effects, which is called cannabidiol.
Yeah.
Or CBD. So for now, I'm just going to be CBD.
Yeah.
It is the second most prevalent active ingredient of cannabis. So I'm going to start with sharing some fundamental facts about CBD. It is not psychoactive, which means that it will not give you the high or stone feelings.
Weed does, right?
Yeah, weed, like THC.
Right.
I mean, it's weed, but
it just has a little bit of THC in it.
It can either have zero or, well, I'll go into that one too. I would like to emphasize that according to a report from the World Health Organization, otherwise known as WHO, in humans, CBD exhibits no effects no effects indicative of any abuse or dependency potential. To date, there is no evidence of public health related problems associated with the use of pure CBD. CBD is inert, unlike THC. It is a safe, non-addictive substance because it acts in different ways on different receptors in the brain and body. I've watched various shows that say CBD can actually lessen or neutralize the psychoactive effects of THC, depending on how much of each compound is consumed. So if you got something and it has like just THC, there's a good chance you could have very psychoactive experience. But the CBD within it usually helps make it more calm. So, where did I leave? Neutralize the psycho effects, depending on how much of each kind. With CBD being therapeutically potent as well as non-intoxicating, it makes for a great treatment option for those who are worried about feeling or trying cannabis for the first time. So, if you've never tried it or have not smoked weed, but you're interested in trying something that has the therapeutic benefits, CBD is a better option because that way you can try something that may help you, but yet you don't have to worry about the effects of getting high, or that it actually will end up showing up on your on a test if you're like doing a blood not blood but a drug test. So cannabis oil can come from hemp or marijuana plants. Since CBD is legal almost everywhere, it can come from hemp or marijuana plants depending on the state laws. In December 2015, the FDA eased the regulation requirements to allow researchers to conduct CBD trials. In states where cannabis is illegal, the TH levels determine if the CBD product is legal or not. The THC level has to be under 1%, with most states capping it at 0.3%. And I think the stuff you have is
0.3%. Okay, 0.3%. Yeah, which is the legal amount you can have in CBD.
Yeah. In this example, the only source for CBD is in the example where states don't make it, THC illegal, those states, the only option is getting CBD from hemp, which is not going to have any THC at all.
Right. Well, they both too. Like for instance, the CBD I have in my company comes from hemp, but it comes from the hemp seed, but it has the 0.3% THC in it. Mine doesn't come from cannabis. You know what I mean?
Well, it's kind of contradicting what I read, but
yeah. And as a matter of fact, it's funny because I was just talking to some producers I'm doing a film with in Louisiana, and I didn't know that because they own 3 vape shops that are really popular in Baton Rouge, and I didn't know that it was illegal to sell CBD in Baton Rouge. I was like, I said, yeah, but it has the legal amount of THC in it. They were like, yeah, we know, but the Louisiana laws are strict.
And that's probably one of those states where you cannot have any percentage of THC.
Yeah, you can't have no percentage of THC in it.
And it's possible that the place you're getting yours, that they still got it from a hemp plant that had none, but then they added
THC to 0.3, so yeah, probably.
So depending on how much, with CBD being therapeutically potent as well as non-intoxicating, it makes for a great treatment option for those who are worried about trying. Oh, said that already. Sorry. See, where I'm at then. The THC level has to be under 1%, capping at 0.3. I am all lost. Sorry. And then the general consensus is that CBD derived from marijuana is more potent and more effective. So the articles I've read said that if you can get one that's coming from marijuana plant that does have THC, and you extract and you mainly get the or CBD from it, because it already had the THC, that's just more. Having both is better than having just the one. Is basically so. And I'll kind of touch on that in a minute. So yeah, that the theory is that one cannabinoid can do its job better when it works together with its companion cannabinoids. So basically, that's what I was saying. Having both is better than just having one. The medical benefits of CBD ranges and is still being explored. All of the 60 plus cannabinoids interact with our bodies due to a network of neurons called the endocannabinoid system. The system runs throughout your body and is loaded with receptors that bond to the cannabinoids you introduce to your bloodstream when you consume weed. The discovery of the endocannabinoid system has advanced the understanding of health and disease. There are major implications for almost every area of medical science and helps explain how and why CBD and THC are such vital compounds. The endocannabinoid system plays a crucial role in regulating a broad range of physiological processes that affect our everyday experience, like our mood, our energy level, our intestinal fortitude, immune activity, blood pressure, bone density, glucose metabolism, how we experience pain, stress, hunger, and more. What happens if the endocannabinoid system doesn't function properly? What are the consequences of a chronically deficient or overactive endocannabinoid system? In just one word, it's disease. So cutting edge science has shown that the cannabinoid system is dysregulated in nearly all pathological conditions. Thus, it stands to reason that modulating endocannabinoid system activity may have therapeutic potential in almost all diseases affecting affecting humans, as Paul Patcher and George Couros, scientists with the U.S. National Institute of Health, suggested in 2014. So in a 2014 publication. So what I'm saying is, because of how well CBD can integrate within our own endocannabinoid system, there's just so much potential of it helping with all those things and more. So with all that being said, you could say that human beings are hardwired for weed. Simply put, CBD makes things happen. When it bonds to the endocannabinoid system's receptors, it stimulates all kinds of change in the body. Most of the changes are beneficial, and researchers keep uncovering real and potential medical uses for them. So then CBD has a wide variety of health benefits, but the strongest scientific evidence is for its effectiveness in treating some of the cruelest childhood epilepsy syndromes, such as Dravet syndrome and Lennox-Gastaut syndrome, which is also LGS, which typically doesn't respond to anti-seizure medications. In numerous studies, CBD was able to reduce the number of seizures, and in some cases, it was able to stop them altogether. Videos of the effects of CBD on these children and their seizures are readily available on the internet for viewing, and they are quite striking. Recently, the FDA approved the first ever cannabis-derived medicine for those conditions, and it's called Epidiolex, which contains CBD. CBD is commonly used to address anxiety and for patients who suffer through the misery of insomnia. Studies suggest that CBD may help with both falling asleep and staying asleep. So for those who
I want to get some to help
have
sleep
insomnia,
a little better.
And I know I have that issue, so I'd definitely be taking me some. CBD may offer an option for treating different types of chronic pain. A study from the European Journal of Pain showed, using an animal model, CBD applied on skin could help lower pain and inflammation due to arthritis, Another study demonstrated the mechanism by which CBD inhibits inflammatory and neuropathic pain, two of the most difficult type of chronic pain to treat. Many more study in humans is needed in this area to substantiate the claims of CBD proponents about pain management. So we just got to do some more research and studies. Some of the major medical benefits of CBD are stopping epileptic seizures, like I just mentioned. In 2012, researchers with the British Epilepsy Association published a paper called Cannabinoid Experts Anti-Convulsant Effects in Animal Models of the Temporary Lobe and Partial Seizures. Their conclusion, the evidence strongly supports CBD as a therapeutic candidate for a diverse range of human epilepsies. So that's just one. Treating of serious neurological diseases like Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's. What else? Treating of relieve pain, fight cancer, reduce inflammation, and treat mood disorders. Sorry, I'm a little getting under the weather. My throat is just so I'm not speaking and reading very clearly. So if a person wants to go out and look, you can find some of these this information on how it can help some of the things I mentioned.
Yeah.
So now if we talk about recreational use of CBD, it has an advantage too, as it can produce a smoother, more balanced high.
I didn't even know people use it on a recreational level. I didn't even know that.
Well, with this part, so I'll just continue. With most negative experiences with weed are feelings of paranoia and anxiety. So high doses of THC can trigger negative mood alterations, and some people are more sensitive to THC. And CBD can lessen the effects of THC. Right. Basically, CBD is an antidote to the THC and counters some of the stronger stress-inducing effects of THC. So what am I referring to is, let's say you have something that's really high percentage of THC. When makers make their, either if it's flower or if it's like vape pens or something that you can consume or eat, they usually introduce some amount of CBD to offset so that your high is not crazy and you're not
Gotcha.
it just, so if you're like home and you're smoking a joint and you feel real high, smoking just CBD or taking some CBD oil should help offset.
Offset the high.
Yeah. So CBD is available as CBD oils, which you can consume, health and beauty products, vaporizers, and then edibles. So I'll just end by saying that THC and CBD has medical benefits that should be explored. The one problem that this newly legal compound is that no one can accurately prescribe doses that maximize the therapeutic benefits. So no one, doses on what people are taking for what has not specifically been figured out. And that's where, once they get that information, I think it'll be a game changer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got it.
Luckily, it is a low risk profile, and many people can use CBD as an add-on to the therapy that to their existing treatment plan. So if you're taking something already and you want to see if it potentially can help, I would definitely recommend doing CBD. Not necessarily saying someone should go out and smoke marijuana, weed, that has the THC levels that are high, but looking at just CBD, there is benefits.
Right. And the funny thing is, if I can interject real quick, the funny thing about marijuana is you still get some of those health benefits, but you also just get high. With CBD, you get the benefits without getting high. Correct. Which is why, CBD is so important.
So it's so important. And the fact that like a person just getting high and they're like, oh my God, you could potentially offset your, if you're having a bad trip, I guess.
Right.
And with CBD, it's just a very So there's one thing I wanted to kind of put out there. So is cannabidiol safe? Side effects of CBD can include nausea, fatigue, and irritability. So this example would be for those who are probably sensitive to certain things where, there's nothing is so far. Some people are going to be allergic to certain things. So, and this may be one of those that you may not be able to control for some people, or they're able to maybe at one point figure out like, you may have nausea or you may get fatigue, but it could still benefit whatever issues you're having. That's better than like someone taking chemotherapy,
Right.
So, where did I say? CBD. CBD can increase the level in your blood of the blood thinner. So it can act like Coumadin, which is a blood thinner. So sometimes, too much, the CBD can increase the level of your blood of the blood thinner Coumadin. And it can raise levels of certain other medications in your blood by the exact same mechanism that grapefruit juice does, which I never knew. Grapefruit juice does that. So a significant safety concern with CBD is that it is primarily marketed and sold as a supplement, not as a medication. Currently, the FDA does not regulate the safety and purity of dietary supplements. So if you're getting something and it's just kind of right now, it's more of a supplemental thing and just, take your, time or just slowly increase or decrease depending on what you try.
Which is a complaint a lot of people are having, that the stuff they're ordering doesn't have the amount of THC in it, which is the main healing ingredient, the actual THC, which is what Dr. Oz was explaining. But a lot of the companies that are selling it don't have THC in it, and they're saying it does.
Got it. Yeah, that's bad.
You know what I'm saying?
When you're misrepresenting what it is.
It's like nothing happens. You take it and nothing's happening. They tested them all and they didn't have the amount of THC. The 0.3% that's supposed to be in there, it's just not there. You know?
And in fact, this says that some CBD manufacturers have come under government scrutiny for wild, indefensible claims, such that CBD is a cure-all for cancer, which is not. It can help with, ease the pain, and it may help with some stuff, but it's not a cure-all for everything.
No.
So we need more research, but CBD may be proven to be an option for managing anxiety, insomnia, and chronic pain, which I mentioned earlier. Without sufficient high-quality evidence in human studies, we can't pinpoint effective doses, like I mentioned, and because CBD is currently mostly available as an unregulated supplement, it's difficult to know exactly what you are getting, which you kind of mentioned, right? If you decide to try CBD, talk with your doctor, if for no other reason than to make sure it won't affect other medications you're taking. So be honest with your doctor if you're trying to incorporate some, CBD or THC,
Right.
I pretty much covered everything I was going to say. Is there anything else?
No. I was just gonna say, one thing about our company is that we, it says on there, how much is in it, and all the third party tests are available on our site.
Oh, yeah.
So it says what it's good for, all the different ones, and again, it's all third party tested, and you could see exactly what's in it. We like let it all out there. And it's not cheap, but it's not supposed to be cheap. One of the things Dr. Oz was saying on the Breakfast Club is that if it's cheap, it's probably fake.
It's probably bad, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was saying like real CBD is not cheap. Like we sell little bottles like this, 1,000 milligram, CBD in it for like $99.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
some companies sell it for more than that, but ours is real, it's clean, and it's organic, but it's $99. And 300 milligrams is only $49. But the amount of CBD is actually in it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And like you said, just buying something for the fact of it being cheap it's not a good way to go.
Right.
You get what you pay for.
Exactly. A lot of people don't think. Yeah, and and I wanted to just talk about the Farm Bill real quick before we sign off. The Farm Bill was passed December of 2018, and that's what enabled all these farmers and companies to grow hemp to make CBD. That's what blew it wide open.
Gotcha.
So a lot of my friends in entertainment do cannabis, but we decided to do CBD because I've just always been in health and fitness. Anyone that follows me knows about my proof posted hashtag that you guys always joke with me about. So I've always been big in health and fitness, and I wasn't sure about the cannabis thing. So we decided to go CBD, but again, we researched the right company and stuff like that. So we're selling the right stuff to people, Yeah. So yeah, man, that's all I want to say about that. Yes, it definitely works, and it'll be great if they can get some regulation and stuff on them, because all these people that's selling fake CBD is making people like us that sell the real ones. It's making it. Yeah. It's making because then people are going to
question. Yeah. Should I spend this extra money on something that's not going to work and this other stuff?
And they think it's not going to work. No. Yeah. You know what I mean? So.
And on that note, I'm going to take me a little CBD vape.
All right, cool. On that note, some CBD vape. And we're going to do, I'll have some too. And we'll do Today in History. We'll do Today in History for you guys. So that was a quick blurb on CBD. Like Crispy said, you can do your research, get some CBD. Even if you don't get it from us, get some, try it out, see if it'll help you sleep. But just make sure it's a real one, and make sure the company has the lab test posted and all that kind of stuff for whatever you buy,
And since it's not truly, regulated as far as the dosage, start with like maybe a teaspoon or half a teaspoon, stuff like that. Half a tablespoon, and go from there. And just, some of them do have explanations of, so many drops underneath your tongue. Yeah. But you do just got to figure it out. And I know someone who says they take it every morning.
Oh, yeah.
And if I had, I do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's fun.
I usually do mine when I'm feeling like I need it or something.
Right. Exactly. Exactly, yeah. So Today in History for October 30th. I don't have any CBD history because it's too new. So so we're just going to go with our normal historical facts for today. So October 30th in 1831, escaped slave Nat Turner was apprehended in Southampton County, Virginia, several weeks after leading the bloodiest slave uprising in American history. And I'm sure you guys, some of you may have heard of the movie and stuff like that was done. I actually want to do a movie about Nat Turner, and it would have been way better than the one that they actually came out with. But kudos to, I forgot the filmmaker, the actor and director that did it. I actually like his work. But kudos for him for even trying it, I just wish it would have been more
successful.
Yeah, and more successful too. Exactly. Also in 1875, October 30th, the Constitution of Missouri was ratified by popular vote. In 1938, Orson Welles' The War of the Worlds aired on CBS Radio. The belief that the realistic radio dramatization was a live news event about a Martian invasion caused panic among listeners. So listeners thought it was real. Orson Welles is actually one of my favorite filmmakers, by the way. He's like one of the directors that even Steven Spielberg studied, and guys like Spielberg, he was way ahead of his time and just visually acting, writing. He was just unbelievable. So then he's actually one of my favorite filmmakers. Go ahead.
So that was kind of like an early Halloween joke on people.
Exactly.
People
That's why
really thought it was real.
Because it's Halloween. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, people actually thought it was real, a Martian invasion, but it wasn't. So that was October 30th, 1938.
And that was all over the radio, right?
Yep, it was on CBS Radio. And then in 1945, the U.S. government announced the end of shoe rationing, which I didn't even know happened.
I'm sorry?
In 1945, on October 30th, the U.S. government announced the end of shoe rationing.
Like shoes?
Yeah.
Huh.
So for all you trick-or-treaters out there and party goers, when you have your shoes on this Halloween, just remember in 1945, around this time, they were rationing shoes, and then that's when it actually ended.
Damn.
You know what I mean? In 1945.
And I think about looking at people's closets.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting, man. Yeah, that's some interesting facts, you know. So yeah, guys, once again, that's our show. We'll see you guys next week. It'll be November. Thanksgiving is approaching. We may take, I think we will be taking Thanksgiving week off, which I'll announce when we, start approaching those shows. And we'll also be taking Christmas and New Year's off too. But I'll, be announcing that when we get closer to those dates. But it's quickly approaching. This year is going by pretty fast. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But it's HPR Chronicles with Shakur and Smith. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, ISENT Group Digital, and hit that notification button. And thanks again for listening where you get your podcast. We're everywhere right now except iHeartRadio, and we're working on that as we speak. Nice. So thanks for listening wherever you get your podcast. Happy Halloween. Have some fun, and we'll see you guys next week. It's the HPR Chronicles with Shakur and Smith.
Peace. Peace.